Get mad at Harlem. Get mad at Harlem. Get mad at Harlem.
Shit, no disrespect, fam, but I'm gonna tell you straight up. I run through Bridgeport, New Haven, Stanford. That's my stomping grounds. You know what I mean? And Connecticut always been popping. So when cats say, "Oh well, y'all don't hear from us," nah, man, that's not it. That's not it. That ain't it.
No, I appreciate that. No,
respect, King. That's respect.
Yes, sir. Benzino.
No.
Benzino.
I was letting Mike know. You know, it's definitely notice, man, what he's doing everywhere. You know,
right here, bro.
That there's a girl.
Hold on.
There's a girl over here. Go ahead, caller. All right, cool. Thanks. Yeah, there's a girl here in Hampton near New Haven that got shot. I think 12 or 19 times in the car.
Yeah. I heard about that, yo. Yeah. By the cops. Yeah, the video is crazy. The cop is shooting at the car, then he running away. Like, yo.
Yeah. No, they did her dirty.
Yeah, they did it real dirty, man. Yo, I don't know if Mysonne is up on that, but yo, that's something that really needs to be discussed and talked about, man, because that was really, really foul, yo. Real foul.
I definitely heard about it.
Yeah, caller, you had a question for Benzino too, right? You had a question for Benzino?
Yeah, I did really quickly.
Yep,
my question for him was, I mean, this is going back at times when the whole situation was going on with M. What made you that whole sit down you did with J Electronica? What was the motivation behind that? I always wondered that.
Yeah, I mean, at that time it was so much controversy and so much misrepresentation as far as what people were saying about me. I just had pretty much everything was chronologized. I had newspaper clippings and news articles. We had been through a lot of shit, so I just kind of put a timeline together. And at that time, J Electronica, he had flew to New York and he had came up to the Source or whatever, and he was talking about he had he had filmed. He was in Eminem's studio and he had some filmings of him or whatever, and I wasn't interested in that. And then, he just was saying how me going against M, that's a good thing for the culture, and he wants to be a part of it. And I really didn't know him like that. He was kind of cool with Dave Mays. So I just told myself, well, look, I'm about to do this documentary about, me, Dave, the Source, about how we met and everything. And, we ended up, the last part of it was about Eminem, and then he said, yeah. And we just, it was called The Arch Nemesis. And we just put it out. Yeah. It was just like a timeline of everything that happened. Because at the end of the day, everybody asked, about me and my group, and as far as having advertising in the Source, and if I owned it, if I didn't own it, it was just a whole bunch of stuff. So I just wanted to put a timeline together and put it out there, and with the hoping that if somebody's seen it, they can understand a little bit more, clearly, what I'm saying, in who I am and what I'm about.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Fire.
No doubt.
Now, I got a question for you. This is mad slander, Benzino. Now, right, damn well, we still go, me, us, everybody, we still go off, we judge music on mics, right? 5 mics, 4 mics, 3 mics. We still do that shit. You guys are legends, right? What's going on with you guys now in regards to the magazine? You had the Source, and then you have the Hip Hop Weekly. What's going on with Hip Hop Weekly? You still got that going on?
All right. So the Source magazine, the Source magazine got taken over by Black Enterprise, and then to the current owner, Lon Miller. That was a while ago. Okay, and then right after that we started Hip Hop Weekly. The magazine business started falling after that. Most of the major magazines, if not all,
I was buying your magazines crazy.
I was going digital.
Excel, Blaze, Rap Pages, they all kind of fell. So it was all about the internet. It's all about the internet. And Hip Hop Weekly was kind of like something that I came up with right after me and Dave. We wasn't with the Source no more. And, we had the Source for 18 years. We did over 195 issues. I mean, that's history.
Legend.
They can never
Legend.
A bunch of Source Awards, Source All Access TV, Source Hip Hop Hits. So we've done some major things. Hip Hop Weekly was just something to kind of supplement after we had the Source. Something more short article reading. Everything was kind of at that point the format was about it was kind of like the National Enquirer, People magazine format where you would see a lot more pictures and a lot less, But it wasn't really. It was just something kind of like a rebound because at that time, we had just came from doing magazines.
I bought all those magazines. I bought all of them.
Yeah, almost like 20 years of our lives. So, yeah, but everything evolves. You know what I'm saying? Everything evolves. We really never took it hard with the internet. So that's a whole different level of shit. So, at the end of the day, but there's a story to be told. Like the Source magazine. When you look at all the major hip hop movies, there's always a piece of the Source magazine in there. You know what I'm saying? A piece of the Source. So I think for the future, I definitely think we plan on telling the story. You know what I'm saying? About the Source magazine, about my involvement, and I think it'll be good for the culture to know what really was the internet before the internet, and right there was the Source.
Word, dope. That's dope. Well, shit, Benzino, if you ever need 4 panelists to do anything, the 4 horsemen that Fresh Lander Radio was in the house, my nigga. All you gotta do is reach out.
We got you all day.
Nah, I appreciate y'all for real, yo. And believe me when I tell you.
Yes.
Go ahead.
No, listen. I'm Mad Slander, right? I have to ask you a question, right?
Yep.
Right? I have to go there.
Yes.
Right? Like, listen, you get a lot of flack, for the sources, the sources debacle, the downfall of the Source. How do you feel about that? Wait a minute. Made Men, you had that album that came out. You put 5 mics. Respectfully, that's not a 5 mic album.
No, 4. We have put and you're right. I think this, okay. I think me behind a Harvard graduate, Jewish kid, people are always gonna look like that I'm the bad guy. I was probably extorting Dave. I was Dave's muscle. I was this. At the end of the day, the feds came in and was thinking the same thing. But the reality of it was, I was the one coming up with the ideas for a lot of that shit. Source Awards, Source Hip Hop, a lot of stuff in the back. I just, I was getting so much money. Like, I'm a kid from Boston that sold drugs all his life. I really didn't even understand the concept of the type of money that was coming in. Hold up. So I was a part of the magazine, and I think what made the Source different from XXL and Vibe was that you had a real nigga a part of something, because if I wasn't a part of the Source, then nobody would know who worked up at the Source. It would just be a bunch of products.
You're right. You're right. I got you, brother. I got you, brother. But what I'm saying is, you did listen. We got love for you. I got love for you, but fuck that.
Yeah.
But respectfully, that album wasn't 5 mics. What? You trying to tell me that album wasn't 5 mics?
Yeah, but look at what happened. But let me tell you what happened.
It was horrible, man. It was horrible. You gonna let them tell you what happened or not, bro?
But let me tell you. It got 4.5. Right? We didn't give it 5. But this is what happened. Like, remember I told you I never had nothing to do with any mic except two situations: the Eminem situation and Made Men.
Yes, sir.
When the staff hear me out. When the staff at the Source was going crazy over this white kid who could rap, and they was ready like to automatically crown him king, and that's when I was like, nah, hold up, let's just hold up for a second, because I never went back, because you got two in the Source. There's the business side and there's the editorial. I never once went in their meetings and say, okay, change the mic, change your album from this to that. But when it came to the Eminem battle, I'm the one that did give Eminem the bad ratings. I'm the one that gave the Made Men the good rating. That was the one stain on my record. But I did that. The reason I did that was because I was the owner. That was my magazine, and I felt like the people in the editorial had an understanding. Like I was actually going at Jimmy Iovine pulled the advertisement. It was war at that time. So automatically I did that because I wanted to show them that I could. The original rating on the album was 3.5. Like whether they thought the album was 2 or 5, I just did that because I could do that. You know what I'm saying? But that was the only out of 18 years up there, that was the only situation where that happened. Out of 18 years and 195 covers.
That's what I just asked you a question, brother. I just asked you a question. That's it.
Oh, no, I'm glad you did. That was dope because I wanted to clear that up because when you think about it, look at Oprah Winfrey. Who's on the cover of Oprah's magazine every month?
Oprah.
Her?
Oprah.
Yeah, it was a power move. It was a power move. You flexed. You had the power.
I get it. Okay.
I had to do that. But do I regret it? No, listen. Do I regret it? I do regret it because at the end of the day, you have to, I shouldn't have had my emotions involved in that situation, but it happened the way it happened. And, it's in the past and you move on, because at the end of the day, even now, to this day, you know what I'm saying? Like, there was a few, like albums that I loved more than a 3 mic. And there was a few albums that I thought that, damn, I didn't like that album for it to be a 5. So it's all about the individual and what they, you know what I'm saying?
No doubt, OG. Listen. It's all love over here, brother. I'm just asking you questions.
No, I love the question, man. I love it, for real.
You know what I'm saying?
Throughout. I appreciate it.
It's all good.
Word.
No?
Hell yeah.
But I'm not finished. One more. Not finished. Not finished.
I'm ready.
I just think that you like you said, like you let your emotions take over. But is Eminem that trash? Hold on. I'm gonna ask you straight up. Is Eminem that trash? He's whack.
I never thought he was trash. What my situation was, hip hop, brought all these white kids to say to us, to our communities, and to niggas in the street everywhere saying, hey, little Billy and Susie can say, hey, they all right. Mom, they okay. We know you want us to be racist and hate the black people, but I like their music. I like their swag. I want to put his poster on my wall. So we had to bring into our culture. Now, once the powers that be go ahead and say, we're going to take a kid from Missouri, stick him in a city and say that he's from an all-black city like Detroit, we're going to dye his hair from black to blonde, and then we're going to put a video showing a conveyor belt of 100 white kids with blonde hair, coming in the game, and then let him march in Radio City Hall with the same 100 white kids behind him for the MTV Awards. All I was saying
I remember that.
At the end of the day, this is ours.
Yep.
And once we gave them that was the beginning of us losing hip hop, to be honest with you. Once we gave white people their own, because you got to understand, listen, people listen to Eminem, just like white kids listen to Eminem, not even because they think he's the greatest, it's because he's white. You see, that's what hip hop was.
Facts.
Hip hop wasn't that. But the powers that be, they needed Eminem because they figured that all these millions of white kids, or would buy into him just because he was white. The same reason why these people vote for Donald Trump. They don't care about no policy. They don't give a fuck. Most of these people live off the land. They fucking drink beer and they fix cars. They don't care. The policies don't affect them anyways. The reason why they vote for him is because he's white. Period. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's
I got you, brother.
I'm just trying to explain it the only way I know how.
No. I'm asking a question. I'm just asking the question. I ain't trying to play you.
Can I just piggyback off that real quick?
Yes, sir.
I always felt like Eminem was trash, Mom. Like, I ain't gonna lie, B. Like, his music to me was always like drug user, suicide music. Like, if you want to kill yourself or overdose on drugs, Eminem was the music you put on. Like, I never.
But if you think about it now, that's what the culture
he had anything positive to say. Like, and I feel like he's the person that kind of like set the trend in that direction. All that depressing drug user music. Like, he made that shit cool with songs like Stan and shit like that, because everybody loves Stan for no reason. You know what I mean? Like, and all Stan was a letter a nigga wrote who was about to kill himself, and his wife with a baby in her stomach in the trunk.
Blue, yellow, purple pills.
Why the fuck was we celebrating that? Like, why was we celebrating that? When I say we, I mean like black and brown. Why was we celebrating that shit?
Slander, how you think about Eminem? Do you think if Eminem was black, Slander, do you think if Eminem was black, he would still get the same amount of love?
They'd put him on the
You know what, to be honest? To be honest? Fuck no. Hell no. White privilege is real.
A long time ago.
White
no
privilege is real.
No disrespect,
white privilege
right?
is real.
Mike, you still on the line?
I'm here.
Yo, Mike. That nigga can't rap half as good as you, bro. That nigga can't rap half as good as you, bro. Yeah, we can hear you, bro.
No,
I can definitely hear you.
I'm gonna be 100%.
Listen, let me just say something real quick, bro. Let me just say something real quick before you go, bro.
On Flex, he's got 2 classes.
Nigga, the nigga M ain't half as good as Mike. If Eminem was black, he'd be SoundCloud rapper 1,600,328. That's all he would be, bro. Just another white kid with a studio in his bedroom making noise. Bro,
it's the content.
Just another
it's
black kid with a studio in his room.
I'm gonna be 100%.
I'd rather listen to Mysonne content than Eminem content. I'd rather listen to Mysonne than Eminem.
Now as we got older, I'm 34.
Nah, my thing is this. I'm gonna tell you.
Now as we got older.
Nah, when I was young, I tell niggas all the time. I never wanted to hear Eminem,
bro.
I never wanted to hear Eminem content. When I was listening to My Name Is and all that shit, I thought that shit was trash. I never thought it was good music, but it started getting pushed on. But he could rap. But the shit he was rapping about, I never cared about. None of that shit he was talking about. Like when him and Jay-Z did Renegade, and niggas say he killed Jay-Z, and I was like, yo, Jay is talking about my life. I don't know what the fuck Eminem is talking about. That shit is cool. The sound effects and all that shit is cool. I had to hustle my back to the wall, ashy knuckles, pocket filled with a lot of lint, got a vent, a lot of innocent lives lost on that Project Benz. What you hollering? Like that was what I understood. Like he was talking to me. You understand what I'm saying? So when Em was saying the rest of that shit was cool, and I liked it, and he could rap. But it just wasn't for me. So I tell niggas all the time, when they put M as the greatest, I'm like, M is a dope rapper, but greatest, man.
He's a dope rapper.
I'm not jacking that. Yeah, I'm not jacking that greatest shit. No.
His BT freestyle was the worst ever.
How about that?
The
Put him as the greatest
ever.
white rapper, because look at hip-hop is a culture. Hip-hop just isn't rapping, and that's what people don't understand. Like, Eminem can rap, but Eminem is not the culture. Like, I've been through every city in America 2, 3, 4, 5 times. I've never, ever been in any hood that I've ever heard in a club, a car, a barbershop, anywhere bang Eminem. So my thing is, like, even when Nipsey died, like, or like when Mike Brown got killed, or like, I mean, Eminem is not a part of our culture. He's not the culture. Eminem can rap, but rap isn't, there's way more than hip-hop culture than rap. So that's why when the whole thing when people be like, well, Eminem killed your career and Eminem destroyed you. No, because I don't know Eminem's life. That's almost like Eminem's from Germany almost, or from Russia, or from like I don't know that life. That's y'all's life. If these kids nowadays love Eminem for one reason, period. Like these new kids, like 15, 16 years old, it's only because he's white. It's only because they want to be able to sit down at the table and be a part of the hip-hop conversation, and they can't without an Eminem. They can't have the conversation. Because why? They're not a part of the culture. They don't know the culture. The culture is us going to the store buying some blunts. That's, I mean, it's way more than that. I'm just saying, like,
so we could just eliminate, or we could just gloss over the fact that, I mean, I get what you're saying, and I understand all of that, and you're absolutely totally right. But I mean, his involvement with the Outsiders, you know what I mean? Coming up. Yeah. That's what I was getting ready to say, fam. Exactly. They don't know about that. So again, like you said, yeah. So I mean, part of the culture. That's that's how you people would look at it, from their perspective. So again, man, I definitely feel that you're definitely right. Mysonne is definitely right. Benzino, you're definitely right. You know, and all he's good for, like you said, and that's no disrespect, but you can eat it how you want to eat it. It's like this the rap shit. So a white kid can come and sit at the table and say, yeah, that's our representation for hip hop. So I get it. But I mean, you know, as far as coming around, he was around the outsiders. I remember seeing Emin and Newark.
But don't y'all understand we're going to be dead a lot longer? In 500 years from now, when somebody goes into the history book, just like how we're looking at King Tut, they're going to be looking at our generation for that 75 to say 2005, and they're gonna and the only thing that's going to come up is the best-selling rapper of that time, and it's going to be him.
It's going to be him. Right. That's right.
But don't you get it? It's about imagery. They had to put blue eyes and blonde hair on Jesus. They had to do that because the world's going to be longer than our lives. This, they can't give. You see, this is about imagery. It's the same thing like when the Aztecs was, praising the sun, and it's all about imagery, bro. Like Eminem had to be, because if not, all these white kids would be loving black culture.
Right, and they don't want that. Right.
They had to find a way to make it acceptable. They had to find a way to make it acceptable for them.
You see the shit I'm
blonde hair and blue eyes on Jesus, blonde hair and blue eyes on Eminem. Same thing.
Listen, because the same thing. Listen, I feel about the Beastie Boys. I put this up on Twitter.
I love the Beastie Boys.
I said,
I love the Beastie Boys too.
Let me.
I love the Beastie Boys too because they represented
the Beastie Boys.
Something else.
Licensed to Ill, right? Licensed to Ill. Let's just say, right? I'm 34, mind you. I heard it. Yeah, it's like okay. Few songs, one song I like or whatever. Brand Nubian don't get the respect that they deserve.
No, they definitely don't.
Why not?
But they don't. No, they don't. No, they don't. No, they
in hip hop they did.
Why not?
No, they don't.
In hip hop they did.
But then the Beastie Boys come up. They always get.
You can't accept them. You can't accept them to get the same respect as white people. In hip hop, they got the same respect, if not more. But you can't expect them to get respect from white people. Because white people
talk to him, man. Talk to him.
I'm just saying. I'm not. I'm like, yo. I like Brand Nubian, right? I love Brand Nubian, and I'm not saying that. And I'm not saying that the Beastie Boys are this and that. But they're white to me. Like that's not like you get what I'm saying. They're white. They're fucking white.
Okay. Let me say something to that. You respect Brand Nubian, right? You respect Brand Nubian. Do you respect Masters of Ceremony?
From who?
Do you know who Masters of Ceremony is?
No,
that's the group that Pooh was in before Brand Nubian. So I'm saying, I'm just saying, yo. I'm just saying. Come on, man.
Okay. All right, but I'm saying they're not mentioned, right? Why not?
Hold on, Slander, because I think Mysonne agreed with you. Mice, did you feel the same way that Brand Nubian don't get the respect that they deserve? Do you feel that way, Mice?
I think they pretty much iconic, and I think they don't get a lot. You know what I'm saying? I think
they got 5 mics in the source.
Yeah, like I think their music, just all 3 of them, they was just like they was an entity. Brand Nubian was like an entity. My niggas had a feel, a sound. They just had a lot of shit. And I don't think they celebrated the way it should.
They're not celebrating. No, they're not. I'm telling you, they're not, man. But then again, let me say, License to Ill is overrated. It's a fucking up. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah,
but then again, I gotta put in God we trust. In God we trust. They say, it's like whatever. In God we trust. Are you fucking kidding me, dog? Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Are you serious?
But in God we trust is only Sadat and Jamar. So you gotta talk about Word for All. If you're gonna talk about that, for all. From that perspective,
I love
in God we trust was only Jamar and Sadat X. Shout out to the God, peace to the God, Valerie Mob in the building.
Hold up. The Reed things introduced me to hip hop. Video Music Box, In God We Trust the album, and The Chronic, and a little bit of pop, because my step pops played that shit in the house. I was young. That's what That's what I was brought up on. That's what I came up on. The Chronic and God We Trust, Video Music Box, and whatever else I was hearing. You know, here and there. That's what that's what I came up on.
I got 2 questions, y'all. This
Go ahead, Danny.
Is first of all, is Benzino still on the phone?
Hold on. Matter of fact, Benzino just dropped. Benzino call line just dropped. He might call back up. We got about 30 minutes left, though. We got 30 minutes left.
Okay. Well, the second question was for mine. You know what I mean? Do you find it difficult to balance the street talk with the conscious rap within your rhymes, in your verses?
I don't find it difficult because it's who I am. I'm not trying to. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to create something. I happen to be a conscious nigga that's from the street. So it's just me merging the person I am. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like I'm trying to. It's not like it's an image or some shit I'm trying to create. It's me doing what naturally comes to me. I'm a nigga from the street who identify with the culture of the street, but I understand that a lot of the shit in the culture of the street is designed for us to be killing each other. You know what I'm saying? I love basketball. I like hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I like our fashion. I like our slang. I like the way we move. I like hanging in clubs. I like all the shit. But I understand that we can't be out there. If we commit crimes, we going to jail. The same hustle that we doing with crack and niggas doing with all types of drugs and all that is the same hustle mentality that when you find real estate or you find motherfucking shit like that you can flip, is the same mentality. It's about taking the same mentality that we got from the streets and using it in the legal aspect. That's why when you look at 50 Cent, when you look at motherfucking Jay-Z, when you look at all of these young black entrepreneurs that they gave an opportunity that was able to excel, when you look at Nipsey Hussle, when you take us from the streets and you give us that opportunity, we know how to hustle that shit because it's bred in us anyway. And it comes from that street mentality. So my thing is just balancing. It's not really balancing. It's just being my full self. You know what I'm saying? When I'm rapping, everything, I'm being my full self. I'm going to tell you, listen, you're not going to play with me. You're not going to disrespect me because I might hit you in your mouth. And I'm not going to do nothing to me.
That's right.
But at the end of the day, I want you to understand that this shit is, you know what I'm saying? I want you to understand that this shit is designed to keep us locked up, and we can't keep feeding these kids poison, and we can't keep killing ourselves. If we're going to fight something, let's fight against the real enemy. Like, so that's all. That's who I am. You know what I'm saying? So it's not hard for me to have that conversation because that's my everyday conversation.
Okay, how high or where did you personally rank your own pen amongst your fellow class? Like when y'all came out on that what was that the volume 1? Amongst your peers, where do you think you was in terms of the pen game?
I think I was top 5. I think I'm top 5 now. I always did. Like when I first came out there, Jadakiss and Jay-Z, them niggas was looking at me like, nah, this kid is a problem. DMX took me under his wing. Like I was never, when it comes to a pen game, I never thought that nobody could really fuck with me. There's niggas that had more fame than me, and they was able to put together more bodies of work than me. But just lyrically, bar for bar, I don't think it's too many niggas in the world that ever rap that could just out rap me. You might be able to rap as good as me. You might have more of a fan base than me, but just out rap me, that's just not. I don't think it's possible.
Let's go, Mike.
Let's go, Mike. Where the fuck we going? What we doing?
What happened to Infrared and them niggas, man?
Expect, though? He's from uptown, like.
Infrared.
They're from West Coast, nigga. I'm saying what happened to them niggas, like. I think that was like the big thing because we just didn't. You had a crazy fan base over here in LA too, by the way, if you didn't know that. But I feel like we didn't get enough from you. Like we didn't, you know what I mean? Like that's why I get it. That's why when niggas say this and that, I don't have a body of work. I spent 7 years in jail that took me out at the prime. I put out one verse that still niggas talk about to this day for 20+ years.
Exactly.
So that's a fact. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
That's a fact.
That's the
motherfucking fact. So I know I'm aware of the of a certain era. Because nigga, in the late 90s, man, it was probably two niggas that I thought that was close to me that time that was coming out. It probably was Beanie and I don't know who else, but I was a Beans fan and probably one other person that was coming up at that time. But for the most part, it was nobody fucking with me. It just wasn't happening. You know what I'm saying?
Get mad at Harlem. Get mad at Harlem. Get mad at Harlem.